morning for me as well. My name is Anastasia, as you may know, and I would like to welcome you all once again to our beautiful cabana. During this Erasmus project, we all have come closer to the environment and its beauty, discovering furthermore its importance to our lives and the happiness it brings us, even with the simplest ways. The environment is the ground that we walk on. It's the air that we breathe. It is basically our everything, and without it, we wouldn't even exist. And because of this close relationship, our actions, whether good or bad, have brought a big impact on it. For the past decade and more, though, our actions, which are highly based on the increasing demand of technologies, as I said before, for the past decade and more, our actions, which are highly based on the increasing demand of technologies, have brought to the surface many environmental problems, and the most important of them, which has been the topic of discussion for the past few years, is the problematic increase of jellyfishes, especially here in Greece. But why would this be such a big problem? Every year, every summer, when we go to the beach, when we swim with our friends and family, and we splash each other with water, we see them all around us. So why would the increase of a sea creature be such a big problem when every single day we hear about the extinction of other creatures? Most people would find it odd, as humans are not even inhabitants of the sea. The truth is that the increase of not all kinds of jellyfishes is problematic. Specifically, a recent research that was done by a group of biologists showed that the increase of the non-toxic Aurelia aurata jellyfishes in the Thermite Gulf, which of course create more of an aesthetic problem rather than a much more serious one, is the result of a successful period of reproduction from their part. The true problem lies within the increase of the Pelagian Noctiluca jellyfishes, or most known as the purple jellyfishes. This kind of jellyfishes is extremely toxic, as its sting can cause burn-like pain, which could leave a mark for quite a long time, or it could also lead to nausea, intense headaches, as well as difficulty in breathing. The true problem, though, is that their increase lies behind other problems, other bigger environmental problems we hear about every single day. And the most important of them is the deaths of many turtles, which of course is their main hunter, mostly due to the pollution of the seas. Of course, jellyfishes tend to eat smaller fishes and other zooplanktons, which causes problems in the food chain. And when it comes to the turtles, apart from the fact that they're every day being killed by fishermen and other creatures, they of course, as we all know, tend to mistake clear plastic bags for jellyfishes. So, this, when they eat them, causes them to suffocate and unfortunately in the end die. In order to help every single species and to decrease the amount of jellyfishes, it is important that we keep our beaches clean from any rubbish, something that many organizations already do, not specifically for this environmental problem, but for many other environmental problems as well. Also, we must protect turtles and other jellyfish-eating creatures such as other fishes. Lastly, during your stay here, of course, when you go to the beach, you must go nowhere near close to jellyfish, even if they do seem interesting enough to be touched. So, in the rare case that you do get stung by one of them, it is important that you follow the first aid protocol when it comes to stinging by jellyfishes. During that, after of course you inform your teachers, you must either apply a cortisone ointment or, in case, after you clean your wound with some seawater and non-sweet water from our bottles, you must apply for about 2 to 3 minutes a mixture of baking soda and, of course, seawater, which will cause the toxin to stop spreading throughout our body. Lastly, after you remove the residue with a plastic card, you must apply for about 5 to 15 minutes some ice, which will help stop the pain. Before I close off my presentation, I would like to mention that you must not put any form of vinegar, ammonia, as I mentioned before, simple water from our bottles, and of course alcohol, which will do nothing but increase our pain. Thank you very much, and I hope you have